Holy smokes, guys. Dong Mai Mai just called NIO disgusting. Now, we need some context here. First, if you guys don't know who he is, Dong Mai Mai is the biggest NIO influencer in China, period. All right? He's been making NIO videos like for 5 years. So even before when I first knew about NIO, that was in January 2018, he was already making videos. I bought my NIO in 2020, and he already had like hundreds of videos about NIO by then. And he himself, he's been a big supporter of the company. He himself bought 3 NIOs, 3. He has the Founders Edition ES8. He had the EC6. He bought it and then he sold it because he then got the ET7. And he also personally knows the CEO. Lots of people within NIO, they all know him. He is the influencer for NIO in China. And willingly is also subscribed to him. So what happened? Well, there was the latest NIO software update, and he was sharing his in-depth opinion about everything. And everything was pretty good, and it was pretty well until we got to the conclusion, got to the end part. And this was, of course, auto parking. He talked about how his auto parking, well, he showed a clip of the auto parking in action on his ET7 with the new update. Yeah, he was pretty pissed that, the car was not able to park itself. And he said this car has been consistently failing to park in his parking spot. And he talked about how all the other EVs that he's tried out, most of them can park successfully in that parking spot. And those that fail on a consistent basis, there aren't many left. And NIO is unfortunately one of them. And he talks about how with SAPA auto parking, every update, in the update notes, it says there's been improvements to SAPA. But, is it just saying there's improvement, but without actual improvements? And then he came out and said, this is, and I quote, he said, since the SAPA team can't provide any value for NIO, the SAPA team should just disband. Therefore, you can actually save the company some money.
我个人建议呢，SAPA团队自行解散了。虽然做这个功能我们做不出来，我们没法给公司提供正向的价值了，但至少我们解散了，我们帮公司省钱了，这也算是好事一桩了。这个世间最讨厌的事情在于你做了一个功能，然后没有把它做好，但你又把它放在那里。每一次问你有没有自助泊车的时候，你都说有；每一次到的时候，你又倒不进去。这种东西是特别的恶心。
Holy smokes, that is savage, guys. That is absolutely savage. That video that he made is purely aimed as a slap on the face for NIO to get them to wake up and improve their software, because we all know that software is NIO's weak spot. And he even said in his video as well, there's so much lag on the screens and like all sorts of delay, according to him, on his ET7 and on NT 2.0 cars, that when customers click on the screen, they touch the screen, they know they're not going to get this car. That's how he put it. All right, guys, can you believe it? That's how he put it. And, I actually agree. And he said NIO loses the customer the moment they touch the screen. They don't even get to test out the battery swap. They don't even get to experience NIO's awesome service.
别人都已经非常不畅，你还是有一些动画不跟手，你在干嘛呢？你要等8295芯片吗？今年1T7的销量遇到了一些困难，你把自己带入一个普通的消费者，你花了50多万啊，其实这个钱已经不少了，去买车，你就是一个陌生人，对未来过去的其他的一些东西不了解。我坐上这个车，我点一下这个界面，这个订单就飞了。你的车机的这种表现，消费者还没来得及去体验换电，还没来得及去体验悬架如何，你就宣告死亡了，你的订单就飞了。ET7的这个销量啊，车机团队难辞其咎。
And I totally agree. I totally 100% agree. I have friends that wanted to buy NIO so badly, wanted to buy ET7. She ended up buying a Tesla. Why? Software. Bjorn Island He reviewed the ET7 and he said the car was ruined by software. And I absolutely agree. Now, what's this whole deal with auto parking? Because we all know that the cars, they auto park into the battery swap station, especially Gen 2 swap stations, auto park into the swap station. That obviously works. That auto parking works. How come sometimes it doesn't work for parking spots? Let me explain. On different ET7s, they might have different wheel sizes, wheel diameter, and also just how the car is made. When you turn the steering wheel, like let's say 90 degrees, the wheels might not turn the exact same amount as the other car, as the other ET7. So it isn't exactly precise. There's always going to be a little bit of a difference. Now, in the swap station, this difference is always neglected. And it doesn't matter because there's a big margin of error. When you back it in, there's rollers on the bottom that roll the car into place. And even if it's like slanted or not in the correct place, it gets rolled into place. So that's perfectly fine with swap stations. That's why it's always going to work on the swap station with auto parking. With parking spots, it's different. The way the system is calibrated, it might think, oh, we need to turn the steering wheel maybe 80 degrees, but it doesn't actually get to where it wants to go. And it goes up too far or not far enough. And then you try to back it in, and you can't back it in. It's just frustrating. For me, even though I have the first generation cars, I have an EC6, I've completely given up on auto parking since 2021. So how about we park right over here? All right. How about this one? Yeah. And it's going to tell me to let go of the steering wheel, let go of the brakes, and just pay attention to the surroundings, and it's going to do everything for you. Okay, nice. There's a pillar over there, so hopefully we don't run into that pillar. It's actually a really, really tight parking spot. Oof. All right. Oof. Hey, are we stuck? Oh no, she said it's too hard. The thing is, it's just too unreliable. And also, here's another kicker. And this is something that you can only experience once you drive other cars like an XPeng or a Li Auto. Those guys have better auto parking than NIO does. Reason is, for NIOs, you have to engage auto parking and then drive up to the parking spot for it to detect the parking spot. With XPeng and Li Auto, you can drive to the parking spot, you're ready to park, and then you can engage auto parking and it'll detect the parking spot and it can engage auto parking. In NIOs, you can't do that. You have to drive up to the parking spot for it to see the parking spot, which is a really, really dumb software thing. And of course, a lot of YouTube videos ain't gonna show that. You know, they're gonna show the successful parking. They're not gonna show the ones that didn't work. Even me, back in the day, I would only show the successful ones. In general, Dong Mai Mai saying all this stuff, I'm not surprised. I knew about it, but he came out to say it in public. That is pretty shocking. That is sort of like a slap on the face instead of a, you know, just a nice little warning. I think he's pretty fed up with how long it's been, and this thing still doesn't work the way you want it to work. In his words, consistently fail. And if you notice, his parking spot isn't that small either. So now you got 3 different YouTubers. You got Dong Mai Mai, you got me, you got Bjorn saying software is shit. Customers don't buy this car because the software, it scares them away. They touch the screen, they lose the customer. They don't even get a chance to test out battery swap. They don't even get a chance to experience NIO's awesome service. I'm pretty shocked that he made this video, but I'm very happy that he did, because this does serve as a big slap on the face for NIO, and this really warns them to get their act together, because other guys are so far ahead in terms of software. Other guys all use 8155 chip. You use 8155 chip, but your screen lags. Other guys don't. What's going on? But now you guys have woken up to reality. No car is perfect. This is the Achilles heel of NIO, and I'm sure right now lots of people within NIO have watched his video and they're working on improving or disbanding the SAPA team, but probably not disbanding the SAPA team. They are definitely going to make this a priority, and things are going to get better for sure. Stay safe, stay healthy. Peace out.